don't ask why the islands are floating. It's magic. It's not important. Yes, I know. I'm asking you for realism on my erosion patterns. We have floating islands.
magic.
I am that kind of a sci-fi writer, okay? Hey yo, it's Lyarrah, and today you join me back over here on Truly Bedrock. Again, finally! It has been way too long, and I have missed y'all so much. There are so many things going on over here at Spawn Town. I have seen most of them because I have still been streaming, not as frequently as I'd like to, but there have been streams still. I'm being completely absent. Yeah, I ran off. I got, you know, some of the funk out of my brain, and hopefully we are back to being able to go full speed ahead right away. And in fact, I actually kind of already got started on that because, yeah, I made a new shop. Now, we will not be dwelling much on my new shop or the mechanics of it today. I actually am going to do a whole episode about both it and the subway. That's the name of it that I was going to do very soon. But I thought I'd give you a preview of it real quick so you knew what I've been up to. But the more important thing is that I want to take y'all on over here back to where my base is going to be. But if you've been in my live streams, you've seen this area right here. You know that this is where my base is going to be. I picked this out before, oh gosh, before I even like had anything built at spawn or anything. I flew past this area and I fell in love immediately. Look at this. Oh, just look at it. What's not to love? It's just gorgeous, and the flowers are amazing, and it's just such a good area, and I'm so excited. And y'all know me. I love my dumb lakes and stuff like that, and waterfalls. So of course I'm gonna take this as an excuse to build a waterfall over there, even if I am gonna have to make that poor little bee homeless up there. That hive. I've been hoping that I could like leave it, but no, it's right in the path of the waterfall. But you know what? Rather than try to explain any of it, I'm going to go ahead, get these donkeys moved out of the way, get all of my stuff unpacked, and... Psych! We already did it. This is all actually landscaped out here already. But, you know, rather than walking any further out there and spoiling it, I'm going to hide back here behind my storage. Sit down on this llama, and let's just all see how it happened. Yep, that's right. The ruse was a distraction the whole time, and now, as we emerge from behind my little storage system, and yes, I am using the same exact storage quote-unquote system that I use every season, hush. Yeah, we can come on out here to my actual base. Look at this. Look at this. Mind you, this is not the base. This is the landscaping for it. And worse, this still isn't complete because this needs to be filled in with water. So let's go ahead, let's head up to the top of the water and let me give you a quick tour of the river system. I don't know exactly where the water is coming from yet. I'm gonna have some kind of fountain or something over here. It goes into this canal right here. And the canal continues along here. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted it to look like this canal has been here for freaking ever. I've got my pebbles on the ground. These are my classic combo of cobble and prismarine and mossy cobble with lights underneath them. Because on Bedrock, light goes through slabs. Heck yeah. So this is meant to be that this has been here for a long time. It's starting to fall apart in places and everything. And by the way, yes, those are blast furnaces. They are honestly one of my favorite blocks to use for decoration like that. So yeah. Once we get on out here, you'll note that it changes blocks. And what I tried to do here is tell a narrative with these pillars right here that this is where the canal used to go. But at some point in time, it tore down the wall of the canal or just, slowly edged away at it. And so now it is spread wider. I am going to do something more with the top of these, but I want to have buildings to the side that these will kind of meet up with. So we are not yet going to make any changes to those. And this whole big wide waterfall, of course, is cascading down this mountain right here. It's carved out this lake. It has... Actually, I'll show you this more when we get over there, but it's actually eaten away at the cliff, spilled over this giant waterfall into this lake here. Sorry, I just got distracted by the fact that my shulker boxes disappear from this far away. I already knew I wanted to cover that up somehow, but now I really gotta. Oh. Anyway, over here we have a river, and this is a wall that I don't know yet the full story on this wall. It has the same problem, you'll notice, that it slowly but surely has been replaced. And the impression I got, the idea I had originally was that it somehow goes along here. And so there again, I have pillars to indicate it. But this one, I'm a little less clear on how it crumbled precisely. I'm guessing that there was, some kind of hollows or caves underneath here. And so that when this actually came through here, this wasn't just, wearing down some platform or anything. This actually wore through into a gap in the ground. But as you can probably guess from this, the water level is going to be up around here, maybe even a little bit higher than this. I may have to put these little floating islands further up into the air, and I will be very sad if I do. But I didn't want them touching the water. But also, once I got over to this river, because yeah, I started with the lake bed. That said, I have not terraformed around the edges yet. Once the water level is in, I'm going to go ahead and come back through here with a bunch of mangrove leaves and bushes and stuff to get all of it done. Podzol, all that good stuff. We have another waterfall. This one's a little bit smaller. And there again, you can kind of see where it did wear away at this. I should probably have a little bit more dirt chunks over here now that I'm looking at it. And if you're looking at all this going, Lyarrah, are you intending to replace every single bit of stone on this entire mountain? This entire mountain with tuff and basalt? Well, unfortunately, probably yes. While this is going to be another lake ultimately, I am saving that until after I have more of this done. So other than like the top of a waterfall here, I am not going to worry too much about that lake just yet. What I am worried about right now is that there should be a building there. Maybe one right here. And probably a little one right here too of some kind. Maybe just like a watchtower. Plus, we need some kind of a bridge crossing this somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where yet, but it needs a bridge up there. I think it needs a bridge here too, but I do want to wait until I have the buildings done before I make any decisions as far as exactly where those bridges are going, so that I'm not trying to build a building around a path when the path can be moved more easily, if that makes sense. But as cool as it is to watch the moonrise over this, we are going to sleep real quick since it is dark and there are mobs coming for me. We are going to pick up the rest of the golden carrots that I put away in order to actually match up my hotbar for the earlier bait and switch I pulled on y'all, which, yeah. I had to get rid of 22 levels to make that happen. I just want to let you know. Continuing on our little tour down here though, we have, this is somewhere between being like, it's got a little spill pond here, but this is more just like that the sheer volume of water has worn away at this. And you know, further evidence of this maybe being a previous cave as opposed to being a true lake or pond there. And this continues into a short river here that is going to cascade into there. And like I said, this I will do later once I am sure I have more of the base done. Until then, this cliff essentially marks the edge of the base. I will not be doing anything with the fact that this hole actually goes down like the whole way. Partially because I don't think I'd realized it before this moment. You know what? We'll be able to get out of there easy. Let's go. Yeah, I had not realized before this moment that this was actually open to Y0 down here. That's phenomenal. Oh, hey, is that a geode? Nice. Sorry, peeps. I know I'm supposed to be like giving you a tour of my base. And here I am instead pillaring out to some diamond ore because, you know, that's rare now. Oh God. Oh God. We're falling now. Yeah, I'm going to blame the ADHD, all right? We're just going to blame the ADHD and move on with our lives. Ow. Eek! Okay, getting out of caves is harder than I remember. All that, and it was only one diamond ore. Ugh. Anyway, as was previously stated to be the point of this exercise, I'm gonna be real, y'all. I am lost. This tour has gone very wrong very quickly. Ahem, and now that I have nearly died getting myself back out of that hole in the ground, down here in front, I have not yet made the actual passage out to the water part of it. But I have made one last little waterfall here that is actually going to be split in two, and there's going to be a portion coming down that side and a portion coming down this side. This is a bit shallower of a pool than the others. I may go ahead and make it a little bit deeper by, you know, building up the wall a little bit more, but I kind of like the idea of it being one last shallow little one before this finally reaches onto the water there. And now that we come back over here to the grand waterfall, to the whole big waterfall, this is the concept that caused the whole base to come to me. This is it. This was the core of it, is the vision of this waterfall. And this actually has evolved a bit from what I originally expected it to be. Now, originally, I'd actually pictured the whole place with the tuff actually being the primary block. But once I made some kind of unfortunate decisions about what materials I'm using for my actual base buildings ultimately, I realized that the darker background might be a little bit better for the situation. Additionally, and the bottom of the waterfall is probably the area most struck by this because I think it was the basalt area I built first. I remembered about halfway through it that actually no, I didn't want the basalt to mostly be at angles from each other or like, you know, to mostly use the smooth. I wanted to use the pillar basalt. The pillar basalt's actually like, you know, closer to reality in a way. Hey, editor Lyarrah here. So I went to go find some pictures of basalt areas because I think some people don't know that it's not just something that the Nether made up. This is Giant's Causeway, which is probably the most famous one. This is Fingal's Cave, which is near Giant's Causeway and is part of the same overall like lava field, if I remember correctly. Also, this was in, I think, one of the Uncharted games or one of the Hitman. I don't know. It was some white guy sneaking around a cave game, you know. Regardless, it's a famous place. A lot of people know about it. But those are the structures I knew about. What I did not know about is, first of all, Prismus basalticos. I probably just pronounced that wrong. My Spanish is not what it used to be. The basaltic prisms of Santa Maria Regala. Look at this waterfall. Like this is exactly the kind of thing we're doing, except that this is a red basalt. So this is, yeah, closer to dripstone in look. And I did think about mixing some dripstone in, and I still might, but I feel like the directionality of these doesn't suit that. But more importantly, and this may have been something I did actually see before, but if it did, it imprinted itself on like my subconscious because I did not mean to actually copy this place. Svartipas? Look at this. This is literally what I just built. Oh no. I mean, I guess it's not bad. I guess that means it's accurate. Although, you know what? We've got a new member, and she's like literally a geologist to the point that her name is even Geo Girl. So I may, you know, admit that my knowledge of this stuff is YouTube binge at best, and actually go ahead and defer to an expert. See if I can get her to come over here and tell me how accurate or not accurate this is, although I may go ahead and change some more of that out for pillar basalt before I do, just to save face a little bit. Geo, hello.
Hey. How's it going?
It's going good. I'm trying to figure out if this is our first time interacting on camera at all. Like, obviously for my videos, but I think we've been on each other's streams at this stage by now. I don't remember.
We have.
Okay.
I think so.
I thought so. All right. I have a request for you since I know you're like actually a geologist.
Cool. Yeah.
I would like you, and this is not for like the sake of me like redoing anything or anything necessarily, just for the fun of it. I wanted to have you rate my landscaping and terraforming for like plausibility.
Yeah, okay.
Like accuracy. Okay. All right. Well, I'll take you over there. We'll go through the Nether because it's a little bit easier to not get lost that way, but it's also not far.
Okay.
Watch your step.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That
it's not that far of a drop. It's not that far of a drop, but no one's fallen off yet. But I think you're only the third person to ever come through that portal. There will be like a safer route out of it eventually, but let me sleep real quick. Uh-oh.
I
Have we
didn't bring
found
any
an arrow
building blocks
already?
with me. I don't want
That's
to break.
fine.
It's fine. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, okay. But yeah.
It's dangerous.
Um,
Ooh, that's cool.
yes, and apparently I've left blocks over here, but yeah, this is so the idea is that I've got a river that's going to have I haven't decided what it's springing from at the top, but like a spring or a well or something.
Mm-hmm. So this is like a plunge pool.
Yeah, kind of. Basically, because that's supposed to be a big waterfall there. The part up at the top I set up to be like they controlled it into a canal, which is part of why I'm thinking maybe this is actually like was an ornamental like human-made pump system originally, but the canal just kind of dead ends over there right now.
That's fair. May have
Oh,
had some gates or something to just stop things falling off at one point, but maybe that just broke down,
yeah,
perhaps.
that would be smart. Gates would be very smart on it. Good point.
Just imagine a boat just going, no!
I do intend to put like a bridge over the narrow part there, but yeah, no, I at least to keep people from like Niagara lean off of it, you know.
Be a new game.
Whoops.
Can you survive the drop?
Oh yeah, you can. I don't know if you can without feather falling because that's the first enchantment I get every game, but you can with it at least. My thought with it is basically I was trying to go for like a basalt pillars kind of being eroded away kind of a deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So old volcanism.
Yeah, exactly.
Old volcano. Ooh.
I know that like some of the areas I did early on, I want to still change out for more of the pillar instead of the smooth. But yeah, no, I was hoping to get an opinion on like how I've got the river going and everything, and on like whether my joke of having the cave back there have been like a lava chamber or something might be reasonable.
So it could be like an old lava tube, perhaps at this height. So lava chambers would be a lot further down. As in
words.
lava tube.
Yes.
So the way they work is that they cool from the outside in, so they can be quite hollow.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking is maybe this like wore away at the side long enough that it finally got through into the hollow.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
You can have potential underground river running out through it. You'd want the plunge pool here a bit deeper, closer to the wall.
Okay.
So you'd want like a divot, and then it smooths back up again.
I got that on the next waterfall, but not on this one. So yeah, I need to do more of that.
I'm being nitpicky. Okay. This is very
no. This is that is good. Like I appreciate the nitpick. And the one thing I will say is that I don't ask why the islands are floating. It's magic. It's not important. But yes, I know I'm asking you for realism on my erosion patterns. We have floating islands. I am that kind of a sci-fi writer. Okay. No,
okay. I can do that.
Yeah, I figured that like the waterfall, like these probably were attached at one point, and like it's been so long that the waterfall actually even ate away at the like division, so now they're not even attached anymore.
It's
but
floaty. Whoa!
Yeah, like I said, I need some bridges on there. It's I'm fine hopping around on it, but I have a reputation for bases that are completely unwalkable. Okay. This one is my challenge to make it actually be walkable ultimately. So there'll be a bridge here too.
Yeah, so a deeper hole in the bottom of the lake bed where the waterfall is up there, and you're saying you got one.
Yeah, this one I actually did it correctly on. Like I thought about it by the time I was digging this section out. It almost might be too deep.
No, not at all. Because they're usually really good for jumping in, because you know they're going to be deep enough not to hurt yourself.
Yeah, as long as you don't get caught in an undertow.
Yes. Well, yes, there is that.
A piece of stone that I missed.
So is it coming back this way, or is it carrying on over this way, or both?
Both. I figure it originally came along this way, and that's why this... I'm not doing this until I've finished everything else. If I finish the rest of my base, this is the next phase.
This is a natural hole, right?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
All of these holes except for this one right here were natural, actually. Like, this is the only one I actually dug out, is this level.
Nice.
I figure they used to have a wall along here, but at some point in time it crumbled. So, and that was enough centuries ago that this is worn down by now.
Those are old bits of the wall down there because they're similar materials.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, but I'm trying to like figure out the stages of construction and stuff, and so these are things that are going to get like revised. So like I tried to communicate that the stone bricks were from like the original construction, and then like the smooth stone were from like a redo after some parts of it started falling down. So
okay. So is that a good viewing platform up there?
Yes.
So a good overview of sinuosity from the top. Whoa. Oh.
Uh-oh. I can make it bigger really if you need me to.
No, it's good.
Okay. Like, there's a reason it's not a 1x1. Then that's me. So, but...
That makes sense with the terrain. And it curves around the base, which is cool. But also, it would naturally break through there, which is very, very obvious a break it would try to get through. Because you can see... it's a bit of a sort of softer rock potentially because it's divoted already.
Yeah.
So yeah, that works.
That's the kind of thing I'm thinking. Yay! I'm glad to know that I have gone for something logical on it. I saw this area and got really excited. That means that now I got to do is put the water in. Well, I'll make that deeper first, then I'll put the water in.
Yeah. No, I'll let you do it with water. I've done a whole canal system, and I really don't want to do that again. So
no, I do not plan to make anyone suffer through this except for me and my Twitch chat.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan.
Well,
that's the only thing I'd say.
All right.
Let's make that a lava tube and a bit deeper in the plunge pool area.
Woohoo! Thank you so much.
Oh. Ooh, crikey.
Well, there we go, peeps. Straight out of the mouth of an actual expert, as weird as that feels to say, we now know that our waterfall is pretty good, other than needing a bigger splash pool. I've forgotten what the right word was already. Whoops. So I guess what I would like from all of you peeps is I would like to know, number one, what you think of the place, but number two, where this water should be coming from. Like, what kind of pump from beneath the earth or spring or what should be up here? It is still at this elevation, this whole section here. So we can definitely figure out some place for it to have come from over here if we need to, or we can also, just quietly make it disappear into the woods somewhere unknown. And this is not going to be just some rundown little town or anything like that where they wouldn't have the resources to have made such good asterisk question. No, these were good. Just like, well, okay, let's just grab the clay and I'll explain to you what my base is going to be. So it started out as a joke, but in past seasons, I've frequently had bases that were inspired by PlayStation exclusive games or things that started out as PlayStation exclusive games because that's just the kind of nerd that I am. Maybe I should even do a costume change for this. Hold up. There we go. That's more like it. So yeah, I used to play a lot of Destiny, like 3 to 5 hours a day type of, I played a lot. When I first started streaming, that was actually the primary thing that I was streaming for a long, long time. I'm gonna slam on the first group of ads that drops here. Or not.
Like, I hate to say it, but no.
And I still love it so much, and I have been wanting to do a base based on it for years, and I've actually been meaning to do Fellwinter's Peak, which, first of all, for context, number one, Destiny is like Space Marine shooty game. If you know Halo, then it is the same people who made Halo, same general kind of concept. So we've got, colonies on Venus and Mars and everything. And situated within the asteroid belt, there is a place called the Reef, where a race of like ascendant humans called the Awoken live. And in there they have a place called the Dreaming City. And the Dreaming City is just this absolutely gorgeous, I guess it's technically a palace in a way. Like, hey guys, I'm finally building a castle, arguably. It's I don't know, it's just gorgeous. That's all you need to know. It's gorgeous. It is lots of circles and swooping things and just all the kinds of stuff that you all know I'm absolutely a sucker for and build year after year in various ways. But this hopefully is going to be different from the others in that it'll be finished for one. But now that I have the river system set, obviously the next task with it is that I need to fill it in with water. I'm going to be doing sometime in the next 2 days some kind of crazy mega stream where I just bring over a bunch of buckets and ice and we keep going until it's full. Because yeah, if you didn't know, that's the easier way to fill in these. Basically, you run around with buckets filling any slabs that you can on basically any elevation of it. You care about, anything that needs to be waterlogged. We can just layer it up with ice and then fortune the ice back down from the top down, though we got to make sure that we only have like efficiency 2 so that we don't just break the ground with it. Now, it may theoretically have been easier to put the water in first and then put this stuff in, but I've tried that once before and I know how that went. So this is my attempt on this and seeing how this goes. So I will report back next episode with that information. But I'm also going to be having to mark out where I'm going to... But I also need to mark out where I'm going to be putting buildings around here. And that means that I'm going to be drawing some big circles in a few spots around here. Okay, the one up here is going to be more like a big oval, but like it still is going to be here, all right. And this one will be right around here. So what I'm going to do really quick here is look up those 3 circle sizes and get the circles drawn. Okay, do not ask why I suddenly have no levels between that last scene and now. It is a long story. We are not going to talk about it, all right? What is important for right now is that, well, I think this episode is plenty long enough. I think we've got more than enough accomplished over here. And that it is time to bid this episode a farewell, bid all of you farewell, but to be excited that I am back on Truly Bedrock, back to making episodes. It is good to be back. This felt so much more natural than it has in years, in all honesty. So I've been pretty psyched. So thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with me today. If you had as much fun as I did, make sure you leave a like. If you're new around here and you want to see what this looks like once it's filled up with water, then hey, please subscribe. Take care, everybody. Toodles!